Hi guys, welcome to another video. So today we have another 1v1 rank game, and this time we will play with the player called Panic Monkey. And I think this was maybe the first time I played with this guy. I haven't seen him before. He's also not in the top 10, so kinda unknown player to me, so I didn't know what to expect from him. But even though he's, for example, not in the top 10, so maybe you wouldn't expect him to be like a top player, this is sometimes even harder, to be honest, because if you regularly play even against those top players, you at least already can kinda predict their strategies. But once you meet someone who you never played with, you have totally no idea what to expect from him, so that will actually make this game much more difficult. So let's just unpause it. I started with the 6 peasant opener on barracks, so we are power building barracks as quickly as possible, preparing for the 4th upgrade for our town hall, so we can go for quick knights. Yeah, first produced peasant is going for wood. I actually did some nice micromanagement move here that the peasant actually immediately went to the barracks, and then I took one peasant from the barracks who was the closest to the trees and sent him there, just to save like 1 extra second. Small micromanagement tip you can do, for example, on this position, and it can speed up a little bit the whole process. Second peasant goes here, builds a farm. This is a really good position because it covers the vision of these two places between the trees, so we won't be getting any undeads here during the night, and that makes it much easier to actually defend. Once we finish the barracks, we are immediately producing 2 footmen or swordsmen to scout the other 2 positions. 1 more peasant went to wood, or actually maybe 2 of them. Maybe just have 3 on wood and 3 on gold, and 3 on food, basically divided like this. Usually you would have only 90 food from 9 peasants, but since we are also producing the 2 swordsmen, that means we will be on 106, so that means we need another peasant on the farm. That is why I have 3 there. We are taking this route through this outpost. That's the only camp you have to really worry about on this route, and we took no damage. On this route it's a little bit more difficult, you have to go through archers, but if you go this way you have to once again only deal with 1 camp. And even though it was kinda unlucky spawn, because sometimes they are really in the back on the river, you don't even take a single shot, sometimes they are really close to you. So now I took lots of damage but still survived. And we can already see his first swordsman. He was doing the exact same strategy as me, he was just really slow with it because he was also building the sawmill. But he's immediately spamming like 5 swordsmen there, finding all the positions. We found his base, we know that he's making swordsmen, and that is where you can see I'm already kinda adjusting my strategy. This is why I do the scouting. It's not just to send the swordsman there and then continue with the normal strategy, totally ignoring the information that I got from the scouting. It's about adapting the strategy based on the information that you get from the scouting. So immediately, even though I finished the fort, I'm not going for stables. Instead, I decided to go for sawmill, and this was not a good idea. Even though he also has a sawmill, so he could swap to archers. I actually think I didn't even see this, and even if I did, it's obvious that he's definitely not going for archers, because he was spamming lots of swordsmen. And in this situation it would be just straight up better to start spamming swordsmen in my barracks, which I wasn't doing for a while now. I think I also maybe didn't even get the bows upgrade, and those would be the 2 better choices than just go for sawmill, where I lost some uptime on my peasants who were building that instead of getting resources. We also had gaps in the barracks, where we could be already producing some new swordsmen, and now he's already coming to my base with 6 swordsmen, while I have only 2 swordsmen and 1 archer. We are producing second one, also another peasant, but we are also struggling with food, so we will really quickly go into minus and I will start starving. And now basically my only option is to start rapidly buying potions, since I have the fort here, that's my advantage. And yeah, you can actually see that I dropped the potion instead of actually using it. That was poor micromanagement. Also, this is the disadvantage of the human fort, because you have this roof here, so you are shooting above it or like across it, not right through, which means the shots are not that effective. Now we also managed to actually attack in melee range on my archers, kill one of them, and now it's looking pretty bad because he has full economy at home. No one is harassing him there. He has lots of swordsmen here. I have only 2 archers now and 1 swordsman on really low HP. And then I have peasants and I'm also starving. So this is like the worst possible scenario ever that could be happening. Fortunately, I already have levels on the swordsman, and I'm still trying to somehow gather some extra resources to have extra gold for potions. And if I can keep the swordsman alive, it will be actually really good. I'm also constantly trying to produce something, but yeah, with the food problems, it's also not the easiest. Here I also bought another potion, and the thing is that it's really difficult for him to bring units here, because he obviously still has to go through this camp, so he's constantly taking some damage there. Also, he needs to manually actually evolve the swordsmen there, otherwise he might lose them if they just go straight through the camp. And here he tried to maybe kill some extra peasants. He also had some potions, now he also has some levels, but at this point he just wasn't able to bring enough reinforcements into the attack, so I was able to push him back with 2 swordsmen remaining and 2 archers. Now I place them on the barracks. I already have level 2 on 1 swordsman and 1 archer, so that's really good. We're also getting some extra kills on these neutral enemies. And overall we somehow managed to survive this push. If we take a look on his resources, he had a ton of gold, also lots of wood, and he's actually struggling with food as well. Also lost some peasants here to the night enemies, so this was just really poor multitasking from him. He just wasn't able to concentrate on both producing units and fighting at the same time, and also not defending his base. So you can see that this definitely helped a lot. If he actually went all in, then I most likely wouldn't hold it. But as I said, I also made mistakes, same as he did. I could have played it way better if I actually didn't go for the archers and if I got the bows upgrade. So that's another thing that could definitely help me here a lot. Now it's actually really good that I have the sawmill, because now I can just spam archers. Of course, once I have enough of them, then if he won't have shields, I will be really easily able to reflect any other attacks, because I didn't know what he was doing. I was kind of expecting him to be accumulating like 15 swordsmen there and then try to push me again. So I was trying to mainly prepare some archers on the barracks here. Of course, if we need to, we can always make some swordsmen again. But at the same time, now I reconnected on the strategy that I abandoned in the beginning, and I finally finished my stables. So let's take a look on the resources again. He has 306 food, I'm on 200, so he still has like 100 more food worth of units. But now I'm finally making my first knight, which will be really powerful in terms of fighting on the open field. Of course, if he comes to the barracks, I can use my swordsman or just try to one-shot him with the archers. That's basically what we are counting on. I was just really sure that he's either accumulating lots of swordsmen for another push. I'm still not sure why he has so much gold, but of course he also got lots of gold from the killing here, yeah, but I'm not sure why he's not spending it really. But he's producing in both barracks and town hall. You would just need a little bit more production buildings. But I was thinking that he's either accumulating units or he is preparing maybe an expansion. Yeah, one of these two things. You either go for another timing push or you go for... Or that was not even timing push, he just rushed me, but now he could connect to it with another timing push, or he could make an expansion and go for more macro-oriented build. Because that would also be a really valid option, yeah, because he pushed me back. I have to stay defensive in this situation, even though I'm trying to farm at least some experience with my knights. I need to still stay with some units at home, idly scout a little bit, and really make sure that I don't die, because he weakened me a lot and he could really easily push me. So I can't really just go into his base and find out if he has a base here. Yeah? He could really easily make an expansion here, because he just has the map control right now, which is really important for him. But he's fortunately not really utilizing it, so we are just spamming more knights, trying to kill as many neutral enemies as we can. I can also slowly start thinking about transferring to second barracks, since we are queuing up lots of units, but I also need to still take care of food, so I think before we get a little bit more peasants, this is probably fine. I'm also considering taking an expansion, either here or here. Of course, this one in the back would be much better, because we know that he is here. I scouted him in the beginning with a swordsman, so it would be just better to have the expansion hidden in the back, but it's not as important. He now also has lots of archers with some good levels. Even 2 level 3 swordsmen, even with some potions, so a really strong army overall. Plus he still has lots of gold. Yeah, not that much wood, but still tons of gold. He's going for second barracks, while still having the smithy as well, so 3 production buildings against 1 now. That's definitely a huge problem. Fortunately, I have the knights. He didn't even upgrade his town hall here to the fort. So on open field I should be able to defeat him. In terms of food, we are on almost 400, he's like 460, so once again almost 100 extra food for him, plus having way more gold. But now I have lots of more wood, because I'm focusing on that kinda kinda a lot, and also I'm not really spending wood that much, only 40 for each night, or if I need to make another farm, that's another 100, but he's making a second barrack, smithy, lots of cannons, maybe even got the shields ability, I'm not sure, probably not. But now he cleared an expansion, he prepared his peasants here. Once he will get the wood for it, he will most likely make another expansion there. Even though you shouldn't be playing it like this, yeah, just take these peasants and put them on wood. Once they get the resources, then you can bring them here, yeah, but now he's just standing there AFK, waiting for wood that he's not even gathering too much. Yeah, I mean, he has some peasants, but it's just not a lot.
Our forces are under attack.
So we will see where when he decides to place it down, because now he has the resources for it. I'm trying to still steal some wolves from him. Here we saw that he has a barricade, he has a cannon, even 2 cannons defending it. Fortunately he didn't kill anything, but yeah, level 3 cavalier broke 220 HP, so that was pretty sketchy. I could have lost a really powerful unit here. Fortunately it didn't happen, so that was really good. Maybe I'll actually lose this night. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to this fight too much. But it was just level 1, yeah, not that important. I'm finally starting to spread some scouts around the map. This is really important entrance to my base, so I wanted to have that covered. Here I'm keeping another swordsman, and maybe I'll actually bring him here. Not sure if now or later, but that would be really important. And then maybe, yeah, reposition this guard as well. Once we have scouts on both of the bridges, and I'm sure that he's not already hidden somewhere on my half of the map, then I can be pretty sure that he won't attack me at home, because he just needs to get through the bridges to get to my territory. Of course, there are no flying units in this game yet. So we are making an expansion. I decided to go for this one first. I didn't clear this yet, so I would need to wait for it. And also, even though this is more in the front, it's still pretty close to my base. I have another barracks here, basically between my bases, so this is not that hard to defend. Also, he maybe won't even go this way if he attacked, because I have the outpost here. So even though it's not mine, there are still the bandits. I would be harassing him. I think this is kinda safe, to be honest, at this point. And at the same time, I'm still taking 3 other peasants and going for another expansion in this location. So even though he actually has his second base quicker than me, I will now catch up with that a few seconds later. And now I will make another base, so overall we'll have still better income. Not sure where the swordsman went. Maybe he killed it with something, or I let him die somewhere, but I think it was level 3 swordsman, so I wasn't really paying attention now. Maybe you guys saw it on the minimap, but I think the swordsman just somehow died somewhere. Maybe he just died to the bandits, I'm not sure. That's also always possible. But yeah, most important thing, we have a scout here. I also knew that he's playing extremely defensively here. He has 4 cannons and a double wall of barricades, so this is unpushable almost. I mean, if I took all the knights and rushed in like this, I would probably destroy it, but it would cost me a lot, so not really worth it. And fortunately here I found his army in the middle of open field. It's not really open, there are trees everywhere, but there are no towers or barracks where he could escape with his archers. So I was just constantly riding into him, trying to disrupt his shots, and at the same time, of course, hitting as much as I can. He also had some really good levels on those swordsmen, as I said, some level 3 even potions, but against knights it's not a big deal. And also I had really good levels on the knights, because I cleared like half of the map of the neutral enemies, so really easy kills here. I probably lost some knights, I saw 1 horse there, maybe we lost 1 or 2 units, but definitely really good for us. Now he's trying to somehow retreat with the cannons that he had prepared there before, so I immediately turn around. We don't want to get shot, it's not really necessary. I checked these 2 expansions, knew that he doesn't have anything here, so the last option for me to check was this one, and fortunately my intuition was right, and he had the expansion here. There is no defense, so it's pretty simple for me. He tried to escape with the peasants to the tower, but of course all of them can't fit in there. He can't really outrun me, so this is just 3 kills for me, and he also doesn't have any army that would actually protect it. At the same time, I'm already accumulating new knight army at home from these 2 barracks, actually making 3rd barracks in the new expansion and 4th barracks in another expansion, so 4 production buildings for us. We also have some archers at home still. And here we are just focusing the tower. Now he's coming with some small army of units, but I already recovered all of my HP. Maybe I even have some potions, yeah, so even better. He has one cannon here, but I haven't even set it up yet, and he just surrenders after 14 minutes. So, pretty interesting game. I think the most interesting part was of course the beginning, where he pushed me really heavily. As I said, both of us did some mistakes there. Now towards the end, yeah, you can't really play like this against someone who goes heavy knights like this. You will just always lose the fight. If he wanted to play really defensive like this, he should have also set up the cannons and barricades on this side in the canyon, or maybe here a little bit more in the back with some more barracks where he has a little bit more building space. That could also work, because it was really strong defense. I wouldn't really want to push into this. If he had the same thing on the other side, I would probably just stay back and play even more macro. But if he did it like this and then really quickly took all 4 bases and waited maybe after this night and created some really strong army, he would probably have to transfer to knights anyways as well. But he could potentially out-macro me, because as I said, in the beginning he created really good pressure. I had to stay at my base for quite some time. He even made his base quicker than me, even though he made it pretty late because he was not harvesting wood effectively. But I think he could have taken 4 bases pretty quickly while creating some strong defense on both sides. And then potentially, when I would see it, I would not want to push him, so I would also go for more macro heavy approach. I would start taking more bases, focusing on army a little bit less, and if he timed it really well, I think he could potentially still win it there, with just a really strong knight push with heals. I would maybe not have the heals yet, or I would have them, but I wouldn't have as many knights, or I would have similar army, but I wouldn't have such a strong economy and defense. Even though maybe I would have more bases already, but to be honest, I wouldn't probably even go for more than 4 expansions anyways, because you don't really have peasants for it in this game. You have cap for peasants, so 3 bases are usually enough for it's like really the maximum you want to go for. So he wouldn't be even losing that much in terms of value, and he had way better defensive position. If I saw it, I would maybe also go for some barricades here and try to create a defense on my side. But it would be definitely a better approach. Like this, he just left one side totally open while investing lots of resources to the other side. Overall, not the best decision, I think. But let's check the results. We can see the gold mine here. He actually mined a little bit more gold than me, 1320. I got a little bit more wood, as I said. He wasn't focusing on that too much, but still pretty much the same. He trained more units, of course, so I was making knights. But the kill loss ratio is of course the most important thing, even though most of these kills were farmed in the end now with the knights. I'm not actually sure what was the kill ratio difference in the beginning during his push. It was probably pretty even, I think. I lost also some peasants there, but overall I killed more military units, I think. We had a little bit better infrastructure, more neutral kills, but not by that much. He was probably killing similar amount of neutral enemies during the night in terms of the undeads, maybe even a little bit more, while I probably cleared a little bit more camps around the map, which was more in total. Also all of these skills, so together I probably had more resources, but he mined more from the gold fields. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and take care guys.